In today's project, we're going to be creating a central Google Sheets script library that our other spreadsheets can all access and run their code from. So I've already created a new folder for this project called Current Projects. And inside of that, I have 3 empty spreadsheets here: our HR employee list, the master sheet, and the payroll list. All 3 of these sheets are going to connect to that library, which we'll create right now by clicking New, and then go down to More and choose Google Apps Script. We'll create that. With this blank Google Apps Script, there's a couple things we have to do to turn it into a library. First, go up and change the share settings. This has to be readable by anyone with the link. So anyone with the link is set up as a viewer. And we'll click Done. Now we'll want to deploy it as a library, so we'll hit the Deploy button, New Deployment. Go up to the Settings button to select the type and choose Library. Give it a description. We'll just call it the main library, or just main library. And deploy. So it gives us notice of a new successful deployment, and we have the URL for this library here. So in order to test this out, let's just change this function and call it test function. And we'll just log a string value. This is our test. And while we're at it, let's go ahead and give a name to the project. I'm going to call this main library. Because sometimes we have more than one of these app script open and they can be a little easy to confuse with each other. Okay, so this is our main library and we want to connect the other spreadsheets to it. So I'm going to go back to this folder here and let's start with the master sheet. What we're going to want to do is open up the extensions menu and then app script. This is the new one here. See, they're kind of easy to confuse with each other. And it's another blank app script project, but connected to the master sheet. So what we're going to want to do is, first, let's just add a library to it. So go over, hit the library or the plus next to libraries, and we need to put in a script ID for our library. So to do this, we're going to go back to our library, go down by settings, project settings here, go down and copy this unique ID for this project. Now go back over here and paste it in and click Lookup. So it takes just a moment and it finds it. There it is, main library. But for our identifier, give it something that's specific to this spreadsheet. Because it's the master sheet, I'm just going to call it main library master. And let's keep it in the head development mode. This just means that it's live and the changes that we make over in the library will show up here right away rather than running a stable version. It's a type of version control. All right, now we have to get it so that it actually connects, runs the function in the library. So to do that, I'm just going to delete all of this. And remember I'm going to go and click on our library, main library, go back to the code editor, and you see we put this function called test function. So over in our master sheet, we're going to put function, test function, so the same one that we're running from the library. But then we need to put the name of the library from over here that we're connecting it to. So main library master, and we have to let it know which function inside the library this is referencing, which is test function again, exactly the same as we put above. And there we go. So I'm going to save this. And let's give it a test. So remember, if we go to our main library, all this did was log, this is our test. So we're going to go back over to the master project script here, and let's click run and see what happens. And there it is. This is our test, shows up in the execution log. Connecting to our other sheets is pretty much the same thing, but there's just one or two things to point out here. We're going to go back to our current projects. This time, let's update and connect this HR employee list over to that library. So again, we're going to go to extensions and app script. Now we'll have to go back and actually connect the library. I'm doing it in the reverse order here, but let's put that function in so that we can see it. Function test function. And really, I should have done it the other step first. So we're going to go back because we have to know how we're going to name this library, and we don't really have that until it's connected. So what I'm going to do, go to libraries. We're going to need that script ID again. We're going to go to our main library, project settings, down here and copy. Put that right in here. Leave it in development mode. And then again, give it something that's specific to this spreadsheet. So this one, it's our HR employee list. Call it main library HR. Okay, so now we actually have a name for this library inside of our function. We'll go main, well, it looks like it's showing up here. There we go. And again, we're referencing the test function. So as you add more functions to the library, if you want these sheets to be able to access those, you're basically going to copy this code, paste it again, but then change it, both of these, to the name of whatever that new function is. So let's save this, run it, check the execution log, and that's good to go as well. So I'm going to go ahead now and do that on the third sheet, but there's no reason to keep the video rolling since the process is exactly the same. We would give the next one, since that's our payroll library, maybe we'd name it main library PR. But other than that, it's exactly the same. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. That's how you create a central library in Google Sheets scripts and access it from several different spreadsheets.